Are you thinking about moving to the Isles of Collier Preserve in Naples? Well, today I'm going to give you a complete tour of the Isles of Collier. My name is Mindy Sylvester, and I've been selling real estate in the Naples area for over 26 years. I used to live in the Isles of Collier, and I've sold a lot of homes in the Isles of Collier. So I've got a lot of really great firsthand information I can give you to answer all of your questions about the Isles of Collier. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please hit the subscribe button so you'll be the first to know about the latest information in the Naples area. So let's talk today about the Isles of Collier. I'm going to give you a map tour and give you information about the entire neighborhood. And of course, you can always call me. If you're thinking about buying, just call me first. Save yourself hours of research on the internet. And yes, by the way, if you're wondering, I am wearing a members only jacket. I knew you were wondering, If you know, you know. Okay. So yes, just call me if you're thinking about buying in the Isles. I will help make your search so much easier. As I've said already, I've been selling for 26 years. One of my strengths is that if you give me about 5 minutes of your time and explain to me exactly what you're looking for and what your price range is, I can narrow it down to about 3 or 4 neighborhoods for you and save you hours of searching online. So just contact me and I'll get you whatever information you need to help you find the perfect home. Okay, so let me share my screen with you and let's start taking a look at the Isles of Collier. Okay, so here we are uh, off 41 in the Isles of Collier. The main entrance is off of 41. There is a side entrance, but you're not able to go into that unless you're an owner. So if you're entering for the first time to go look at properties, if we're going to meet, you'll enter here on this main entrance here. You have Culver's outside. You've got a Ferrari dealership now and all different kinds of things. Now, I have another video that explains the whole area around Isles of Collier, but today we're just going to talk about the actual community. So when you enter the Isles of Collier Preserve, you're going to enter, like I said, off 41, and you're going to have a really grand entrance. The entrance is right here. It's called Tobago Boulevard, and you'll enter just through, like I said, a really beautiful grand entrance. You're going to go through a gate, and then initially you're going to come to a stop sign. If you took a right here, this is where the sales center was. The neighborhood is sold out. That building that was the sales center. I think it still is the sales center until the homes are completed. Then it's still going to be the sales center, but eventually that's going to be turned over to the homeowners. And then the homeowners are going to decide, okay, we're going to make this a second fitness center, or we're going to make this a meeting room. Whatever they decide, the homeowners are going to vote on that. Based on what I saw last week, and I was there at the fitness center, I think they need to make it another fitness center because the fitness center was pretty crowded. But I will say, it was a really cold day, and there weren't as many people out walking. So, and I say cold day, I mean, it was like I had a coat on. So we don't have that very often. Okay, so now the first we're going to go to the left here and we're going to hit this straight here, Dominica. Now these were the very first villas. Dominica, Bequia, K Court. These were the very first villas built. Now these villas, this is where I lived. Actually, it's almost really close to where I lived. These lots right here initially are some of the most expensive villa lots in the community. They were about they varied, but about $150,000. But here's why they're so great. Look at the view. You have a protected preserve here. You're never going to have a home built on this. It's a protected preserve. We sat here and we would see an eagle in the eagle's nest. So you definitely will see some wildlife, but it was just such a nice, quiet, preserved view. If you're wondering, by the way, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, why did I leave if you liked it so much? Well, I met my fiance and he had a big giant pickup truck. And at that time, they had a rule in the neighborhood that you couldn't park in the driveway. And I already had 2 cars and his truck wouldn't fit in the driveway. So, I chose the guy. We actually he's a country boy, he's ex-military. He wanted acreage, so we have acreage like really close by. But I love this neighborhood. The people are so great. It's just a really great neighborhood. So these were the very first villas. These are the older ones that were built in about 2016. Actually, 2015, 2016, the lowest priced villa in the neighborhood right now is on Bakuya and it is 765,000. Now, I don't know when you're going to be watching this. This is probably going to change, but right now you can get a villa, the lowest price without a pool for 765, which is quite low in comparison to what it used to be. Okay, so we're going to backtrack just a little bit. Now, this was added later. Initially, there were slated to be about 1,600 homes in the community, but because the neighborhood turned out to be the most popular neighborhood in Naples, then they just tried to get more and more land. So they added this street right here, Court, which is made up of villas. And then over here, Kayak, these streets right here are the cottages. The cottages, they're really cute inside. They are about 1,200 to 1,400 square feet. I have a love-hate relationship with the cottages. I think, listen, I'm going to be honest. I'm always honest with you. I honestly, so there's a bunch of homes crammed in. They're gorgeous inside. I feel like Minto said, okay, we have a little bit of land. How many homes can we cram in here to make the absolute most amount of money in the shortest amount of time? What product can we build? They're like, okay, well, let's put like four cottages together, cram them all in there. Don't give them any outdoor space, charge them a lot of money, and let them live in the aisles. And it was a great entry price. It is a very cute product for the price. But that was in a really hot market. So I don't know really, I don't know how it's going to turn out. The downside is that they don't have any outdoor space. They have a little porch in the front, but if you want to grill, you're going to be pulling your grill out of a garage and grilling in your driveway. Whereas if you have a villa, you have a lanai, so you can sit out by your pool and you can barbecue, or you can just have an extended lanai if you don't want a pool. So while they're really cute, I just I just don't know if they're right for everyone. Now these are the villas right here. They are very close to 41. 41, this is Tamiami Trail. It's also called 41. We like to name things several different names in Naples so that we can confuse our tourists. These are very close to 41, okay? But I will say, I mean, it's right there. But here's what I will say. You pull into the front and you live out the back. So you're going to be living out here, so it is a little bit further away from 41. And once you're inside, you really don't hear it because they have hurricane impact windows. But yes, for sure. Is it ideal to be that close to 41? Not really, not unless it's just the absolute price point that you need to be in to get into the neighborhood, which I do understand. Okay, so next we're going to come back around towards the entrance and we're going to hit up Dominica Drive. These are the coach homes. Minto just did the only coach homes in the neighborhood. It's just this little section right here. And I think what happened is Minto is a Canadian builder. And I think when they got here, maybe this is a very good product for a city or in Canada, but in Florida, people want outdoor space. Many people are here just in January, February, March. What do they want to do? They want to be outside as much as possible. Well, these units only have little small balconies. They don't have lanais, outdoor space. Again, like the cottages, if you want to grill, then you're going to go in your driveway, pull out your grill and stand in your grill and stand in your driveway and grill. Now they do have very nice floor plans and they are very spacious. Right now, the least expensive coach home is 750,000, is three bedrooms plus den and 2,200 square feet. So they are bigger than the villas. I should have mentioned earlier, the villas are mostly two bedrooms plus den, but you can use that den as a third bedroom. There is one model, the Frisia model, that's three bedrooms plus den, but the majority of the villas are around 1,500, 1,600 square feet. However, they are a very efficient layout. There's no wasted space. And of course, like I said, you can extend your lanai and have an outdoor living area, outdoor dining area, and an outdoor kitchen. So that outdoor space really adds to the living area. Now, these are very spacious, but you just don't have that outdoor living space. Now, some of these villas right here, these have beautiful views. Some of these have views here of the waterway. This is the largest waterway, and this is the amenity center right here. So they have very beautiful views. But if you think you like being outdoors, then I'm not sure this will be the right product for you. They are mostly in the 800s and 900s. Um, Over, like I said, most of them are over like 1,800 to 2,200 square feet. And this waterway, by the way, you could canoe or kayak all the way. Let's just do it all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. Let's follow it. All right, so there you go. Now this skinny, I guess there's one section where you have to pick up your boat and put it over or something. All right, here we go. We're still going. I always wanted to do this. We're still going. Where are we going now? Okay, you don't want to go with me, that's for sure. Oh boy, I'd be lost. I would be so lost right now. I'm at Key Waden. So let's not go kayaking with me, okay? Canoeing or kayaking with me because I just got us lost. All right, let's go back. Let's go back. Yeah. I do know a couple people who have done it, and I hear it takes a couple of hours, so you're going to be pretty adventurous. And yes, there are alligators in there. Okay. So now we've talked about the cottages, the villas, and the coach homes. So now let's go back to where we came in by the sale center. And then we're going to go down to Tobago Boulevard, which was the entrance, and Antigua Way. Now, Antigua Way is, if you see, this runs the perimeter all around the neighborhood here. This is like the main street. Okay. But first, we're going to talk about Andros. So when you take a right here off of Antigua, this is the first section of single family homes. These were built in same time around, I think the first ones were 2014, 15, and 16. So Andros here, Tortola, Martinique, these were all the original, not, yeah, the original, the very first homes there. Okay, so if you hear some snorting, that is my bulldog Maverick. We had a little wrestling match before the video to try to get him out. He won. Okay, he's a bulldog. He's very strong. So he is here and he is snoring, and I'm sorry. So people were a little bit up in arms about I think it's Lamborghini. I think I might have said Ferrari earlier, but I'm pretty sure it's the Lamborghini dealership. People were kind of upset that live in this area right here to think that they were going to hear all the loud cars and things like that. I'm not sure. I have not heard anyone say that is the case. If I hear things, I definitely tell people just so that then you can decide if that is a factor for you, whether or not you think it's a positive or negative that will affect whether or not you buy in the community. But I do like to pass on all the information that I know. Okay, so we're going back out. We've seen the first homes. Now then we're going to go back out here, and these were the model homes when they first, obviously started the neighborhood. Those have since been sold, but this was the little model home court. So there's the model home court, but I did kind of go past the amenity center here, which I have a lot of videos on the amenity center. So just check that out. But just while we're here, it has pickleball. I mean, I was there the other day. There were so many people playing pickleball, tennis. It's very active. State-of-the-art fitness center. They have a yoga room, a yoga lawn, canoes, kayaks, a lap pool, a beautiful resort style pool with, is there any pictures here? Oh yeah, here. Pictures. So these are from Google. These are not my photos. Lap pool. They have a restaurant. The beautiful resort style pool with cabanas. They have a little beach area. It's absolutely gorgeous. The amenity center is definitely one of the things that made the community sell so well. You really do feel like you're on vacation. Okay, so that is really, centrally located in the neighborhood. Now we're going to zoom out a minute here. Okay, so now we talked about Antigua. So I'm not going to say like next they built these and next they built these because they were kind of in different places throughout the neighborhood. But basically, these are all single family homes in here. Right now, the lowest price single family home is a 1.35. That is pretty typical. The lowest price home is usually around 1.375. Now, I just did a video on all the statistics. It was a lot of numbers. If you're a numbers person and you like statistics and crunching numbers, I just did a video on the market update. I compared 2025 to 2024 and 2023. So if you like numbers, then go to that video and I'll tell you like all the prices and average price per square foot and all of that stuff. By the way, just since it's popped up on my map here, I just do want to point out we were just talking about the amenities. Well, they have a lot of pickleball in the community, but right outside the community is the U.S. Open Pickleball Academy and the Pickleball Center. I believe they have 50 some courts. And it's a phenomenal. People come from all over the country, I think even all over the world to come to this pickleball center. So it's right outside the gates. So here you have mixed in Minto homes and uh, stock homes. Then, let's see, let's go back. This section was added later. You go over a bridge here, and this section was added later. Negril Isle Drive, the Ariba. These are single family homes here, mostly villas here. As I said already, they were initially going to have 1,600 homes. They reslated their plot and their development plans because they were selling so many villas. They were such popular products that they actually took away some of the single family homes and added villas because people really love the villas. It really is a great product. There's no one above you and no one below you. And it really does feel like a single family home. So if you're a snowbird, you don't need a lot of space, the villas are probably a good product for you. Okay, so this is kind of like a section on its own. This is the newer section. This was like 2022, 2023. It's when they were building those or finishing those. Um, and then later, we're gonna go, this is the latest. So this is all of the Isles of Collier here. So the Isles of Collier is about 2,400 acres, and about 1,300 acres is private protected preserve. So that is another reason why the neighborhood was so popular and just sold so well because it's not all houses. It's not just house after house after house. There's so many walkways, pathways. You can bike. I biked for 20 miles there one day and didn't even, that was before the neighborhood was even close to being finished. It wasn't even half finished then. And I biked 20 miles in the neighborhood without leaving the neighborhood. So this is the major footprint of the Isles. Now we are going to go through here. Now, this is a section that they later bought. You're crossing over Bayshore Drive, so it's a little bit of a distance away from, the clubhouse. So this is Santo Domingo. This is all stock products. These are all the larger homes, over 3,000 to over 4,000 square feet. Most of these homes right now are in the 3 to 4 million range. So Nevis, Paradera Court. This is all the way up here, right up to the Hamilton Harbor Yacht Club, which is a really pretty yacht club. I think a lot of members of the Isles are members of that as well. So this is kind of like the last section that they bought additional land and stock added more homes here. So that's really off to the side, the larger homes, but the majority of the homes are in this the single family homes are in this section right here. think that explains most of the Isles of Collier, like at least the geography part of the Isles of Collier and the product. The single family homes, there are at least 15 different floor plans, ranging from two-bedroom plus den, about 1,800 square feet, all the way to 4,000 square feet. Over half of the single family homes do have their own pool. So I've never seen the pool really crowded. I think at Christmas time and Easter time it gets a little crowded, but for the most part, I think the pool is not like really crowded. Because a lot of people do have their own pool and a lot of people come and go randomly throughout the year. It is a beautiful neighborhood. I think you will love it there. I would love to work with you and help you find the perfect home if you're looking in the Isles of Collier. So give me a call. Let me know what questions you have, what other information I can get for you, and how I can help you find the perfect home in Isles of Collier. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.